It's Big Los, and today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. Just go to audibletrial.com/beat and browse the unmatched selection of audio programs, download a title free, and start listening. It's that easy. Go to audibletrial.com/BEAT.
Boy, just be yourself. If people don't like it, if you're being yourself, fuck them.
Los.
Hollywood Kev.
And welcome to another episode of The Noize, the final episode of 2019.
Yeah.
The final episode of the decade. Mm-hmm. Woogity, boogity, boogity, boogity.
Why'd you choose woogity boogity?
I'm gonna get to that. If you haven't yet, go ahead and follow us on the big three, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Noize Podcast. And of course, follow everything Beat Network at beatnetworkonline.com. The reason that I said woogity, boogity, woogity, boogity is because remember when we were leaving 1999 going into 2000 and everything was supposed to just shut the fuck down?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a straight ghost town, nigga. Shit was supposed to go real bad, real fast. Mm-hmm. Now we're going into a new decade.
Yeah.
Woogity, boogity, boogity, boogity.
It's funny because I remember, this is 99 and we're in school and, you know, this is the whole Y2K thing, like was talked about. But I was a kid. I didn't give a fuck.
Right.
And, I was talking to this one of the kids at school. I mean, it could have been a friend from school or something like that. And I was talking about the next year. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And he was like, yeah, this and this and this is supposed to happen. So it's going to happen. So I was like, wait a minute. We all going to die before, you know, I get into I think I was in like 4th grade. We all going to die before I get into 5th grade. And he was like, yeah, brother, I didn't cry so hard.
Dog. You know what's crazy? This is when I wish social media would have been around during the Y2K bug shit. Because you would have had enough people talking about it to realize how stupid that fucking shit was. They're talking about all the internal computers stop at 1999. Yeah, I'm like,
I could never understand it. Like, why? Somebody was like, yeah, 99's enough.
I'm like, that's a pretty fucked up flaw, you know, when you setting some shit up.
Right.
And then for motherfuckers to be saying, oh, you know,
it was like
planes are
going to fall out of the sky.
Planes going to fall from the sky. Every major computer is going to shut down. Prison doors are going to open and all this other shit. I was like, so every computer in the world is just fucked up. Nobody was prepared for
Nobody thought about this when they was making computers.
So Bill Gates was like, you know what? I feel like 99 is going to be raps. So,
yeah.
You know, we can just keep the shit going from there. Just because Windows 99 came out, they was like, when you going to drop the Windows 2000, don't worry about it.
Right.
We ain't got no Windows 2000.
Got no Windows 2000.
We ain't supposed to be no Windows. That's why when the shit came out, it was just Windows X. There was no preparation for the year 2000 whatsoever.
I remember that. I remember that day.
And now we're going into the 2020s. Woogity, boogity, woogity, boogity.
2020s.
The 2010s flew fucking by.
For me, the later half of the 2010s flew by. Like, I would say 2010 to about 2015, it seemed like it did what 5 years would do.
Right.
But from 2015 to now, that shit was a blur.
So for me, it's different. 2010 to 2012 took its precious fucking time because I was in college. Even when I was in grad school, that shit flew fucking by. Like I literally blinked and was done only because it was 2.5 years. But
right.
It still just seemed to go really fucking quick, and probably because I was enjoying myself. Other than that, man, it just seemed like every time I blink is a new fucking year. Like I was looking back at some of the shit that we were doing on the show, you know what I'm saying, the last 3 years since we've been rocking. And you know, we had an episode dedicated to saying fuck 2016. And now
we did.
And now here we are going into 2020.
I can do another fuck 2019 episode.
We could definitely do that, but I don't think anyone has made a picture of them, you know, giving the middle finger to 2020. I guess it could be done though. At the end of the day, it definitely can. Dog, speaking of some bullshit of the year, man,
before we get into the year, because I know last week it was like right before. How was your Christmas?
It was cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Actually, the events of Christmas is probably leading to my fuck this part of the year.
Okay, we'll stay on that. But before we do, did you do anything fun? You eat some good food? Like,
well, of course we ate good. You know, having the patented Ricky Bobby, yay, 2 Christmases. having to deal with that gets a little annoying because you know having to drive from one end to a different end. You know, to be with all the families.
Yeah, that would. Yeah,
you know that gets a little annoying. And then of course it doesn't help. You know, obesity because you got to eat at both sides. If you don't, it's disrespectful. And you know,
you can't just come in. Nah, I just take something to go. Nah,
right?
you gotta
we gotta eat like a family. Like shit. And ain't nobody cook like just regular. Okay, correction. My mom, she cooks some just regular shit. But she still cooked in abundance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, moms throw down.
Yeah.
So then I got my grandmother's. My aunt was in charge of cooking, and she throw down. I'm like, damn, I gotta get in on all this. I have to. You know, so I made sure I definitely took me a plate home. But I ate there, bro. When I tell you, I got into the meanest coma when I got home.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely ate good, man. What about yours? How was your Christmas?
Well, Christmas was good. Watch some basketball. You know, and you know, I don't. Excuse me. I normally everything I have is streaming, but we go to the ESPN app and they play commercials. Have you? I don't know if you watch commercials often. I don't. So like this is news to me. But have you noticed the Army is like they making joining the Army cool?
Yeah.
Like I remember growing up, you had a real patriotic thing to be all you can be and
in the Army. All that shit. Yeah, I remember.
Bruh, the commercial came on. First, it looked like a fucking video game. And then it had like, it wasn't like true hip hop, but you can see one of the pop hip hop artists definitely using that beat. I'm like, oh, y'all using the culture to get niggas in there, huh?
Dog, everyone's using the culture now, nigga.
I'm like, whoa.
Some of these anti-smoking campaigns, I'm like, bro, is this a horror movie? What the fuck is going on?
I'm like, wow, I see.
Bro, you want to know where we've graduated from? Before they legalized weed, do you remember when everybody was so anti-weed and you remember all those old school pot commercials?
Remember the one where they drive it slow and they get in the food and they hit the little girl? Remember all them commercials?
Oh, yeah. He's like, cheeseburgers, man. Cheese skirt.
I remember the one where it was a commercial where it was a guy and a girl and they're in there, I guess, watching TV or something. The girl looked like she like melted to the couch or something.
Oh, yeah.
No, she had some bomb ass indica. That's all that was.
I was saying she was on some shit.
Yeah, that's all
I'm trying to see what she was blowing on.
And shit, weed used to be in the DARE campaign.
Dog.
So does that? I mean, I don't even know if DARE exists anymore. But if they do, did they remove weed?
They just brought it back, and they did remove weed from it. They still tell you shouldn't smoke this until you know you're this age, or
which
whatever.
I can understand. I get that.
Right.
I feel you. 16,
shit, they just bumped up cigarettes to 21 and up.
And
they did that shit overnight,
bro. I went to the store yesterday, and they had signs on the door. I was like, oh shit, this was not here.
Right now, it's just one sign that said because remember they had a split like. You had to be born in this year, you know what I'm saying, and back to buy cigarettes, and this year and back to buy. Now it's just one universal sign.
Oh, yeah.
That says it.
Honestly, being that I don't like smoke tobacco products, to me, I just see dollar signs.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've been that guy. Oh, okay. If let's say if I sold weed, I sell wraps too.
Be out here selling all the loosies.
You can't go to the store and get those too. You can't go to the store and get this, but you can come here.
And you know what though? When you really think about it, it's a pretty fucked up situation for these 18, 19 year olds that smoke weed because they can't go get Rillos no more.
Yeah.
Now you about to see grown ass 20-year-olds. Hey dog, you think you can grab that Dutch for me? Like, nigga, don't you have a job?
Exactly.
You better go grab your own shit.
Yeah, I see money. But no, my Christmas was cool. Ate good. Was kind of mad it wasn't really much leftovers. I don't know what that was about, but no, my Christmas was good. Christmas was good.
I don't know. I'm still stuck on the DARE line, bro. You remember the old DARE videos they used to show, and he used to have like this real sketchy looking white boy. Hey man, you want to buy some pot? Like he had his hoodie on and shit. Bro, you know how let down I was when I finally bought some street weed, and it was just a regular ass nigga. I'm like, why don't this don't feel as dangerous?
Exactly. And then I always hated that. Like obviously, I'm assuming this was a white person's term, but pot, that shit annoyed it. Even when I was a kid and I didn't even have a thought in my mind about smoking. Like, why y'all call it pot?
Bro, it was pot and dope. I've never understood why they would call it those two things. Let me ask you something since we're on this situation, and then I'm going to get to my grievances of Christmas. Do you remember the first time you smoked weed?
Yes, I do.
What happened?
Had a great freaking night.
How old were you?
Nigga, I was with you.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Oh, shit. I'm the kid from the DARE commercials? Did I have on a hoodie?
Actually, that day.
Damn.
Because it was cold out. You might have.
And I was like, you want to smoke some pot?
No, you didn't say that. It was, you know what?
Come on, don't be a loser.
Nah, I won't say that you You didn't peer pressure me by any means. You didn't peer pressure.
I'm about to say,
no, you didn't.
I feel bad.
No, you had
I don't.
no. You didn't peer pressure me. It was one of those. I was going through some things, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And you just so happened to have it.
Always on deck.
so yeah. I thank you.
Man, no problem. I used to put our little Capital One crew through the ringer, boy.
Yeah, it was a few nights. I will say this: you are the reason I have definitely called in a couple nights.
Oh,
you are definitely that reason. And what's bad about those is sometimes I would call in, you would call in too. That wouldn't help. But sometimes I would call in and you wouldn't.
I would still go to work.
Yeah. And I know I know it had to be busy because the time we would like kick it, it was definitely busy the next day.
Right.
So yeah, you had to eat that because I was fun times though.
Definitely fun times. Absolutely.
Fun times.
What's crazy is that was what, 2014? 2013 actually.
Late 2012.
Late 2012. Shit. So here's the crazy shit about that, right? I had only started smoking maybe 6 months prior to that.
I couldn't tell. 6
or 7 months prior to that. I didn't start smoking until my senior year of college. I met the homie Man, and I was having a shit time. I don't know how this episode is turning into a weed conversation.
They don't care.
We're gonna call. We'll call.
They like that.
We're gonna put the dare line on the front of this.
Yeah, they like that shit.
But I was going through some wild shit. Like I was having I tell people all the time, my senior year probably had to be my senior semester had to be like of college. Had to be like my worst scholastic time period. Everything that could go wrong was going wrong. Mm-hmm. So, this dude at our school, man, he rest in peace. That was my guy. He was supposed to be the bruz, but that's another situation. But anyway, he saw me and I was visibly not having a good day.
Right.
And we were in, I'm kind of gonna censure myself, but I've been out of school for damn near 10 years now, so it's okay.
They
can't do shit. They gonna take my degree.
Mail it back.
Right, exactly. Send that shit back. Nah, I'm a graduate, buddy.
Right.
But he saw I was just visibly not having, the best of time.
You was crying?
Nah, I was just pissed. Like it was
a bitch.
It was just crying. There was just a lot of shit going on. I probably was sitting in the lab. It was just some bullshit, man. But I was just pissed. Mm-hmm. I was just visibly pissed. You've seen me visibly pissed, and I was looking like that.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
So he came in. He's like, "Yo, you good?" I was like, "Nigga, just whatever the fuck was going on at the time." I was like, this, that, and the third. He was like, "Hey, come with me real quick." And damn, I just realized the dudes I was actually with, all of them are dead now. That's crazy. But we went up to
that was fucking morbid. Jesus Christ.
Was, no, because I was about to introduce the next people to the story, and I just realized they just recently passed away. And we went to like the third floor of the honors dorm, and around this time, my school was broke. And there was a janitor's closet / break room.
You went to college in Vegas?
No, this was in Ohio.
I was gonna say you went to a Vegas high school for college?
No, not at all. But it might as well be. Shit, my high school was bigger than my college, and it said the janitor's room or whatever. And I was just shocked because he's walking towards this door. I'm like, nigga, where the fuck are we going? And he opens the door. I never knew that this room was there, but it had a whole separate room with a fucking couch and a TV and shit like that.
The janitor's little
it was their break room,
gotcha.
But it was also their closet.
Gotcha.
So I go in there and these two other dudes, Jamez and Aaron, may they also rest in peace. They were already in there breaking some shit down. Nigga, when I tell you this entire room was filled with fucking Dutch and Swisher guts, bruh. Like, no bullshit. You see how we're in this room right now? I would say the janitor's little break closet was half of this room. The entire floor was coated. When you're walking, it's just I'm like, y'all must have been in this motherfucker blowing down.
Right, so the janitor,
since y'all been here.
The janitor just said, fuck that room?
Well, we didn't have janitors.
Oh.
Broke.
Wow.
It was bad.
Wow.
And we up in there. And, I had already seen them, in passing or whatever, but they was like, what's happening, whatever. They about to blow down. I'm like, all right, well, shit.
Okay, I'm here.
I'm here. I'm having a fucked up day.
Outside of that part, the story like that's a dope ass story outside of that.
No, I said it was outside of
that experience. Seemed like, going in there and be like, "Yo, this shit's bad to happen."
I'm really about to smoke for the first time. Oh shit, you know what I'm saying? And even before then, before I got with this chick that literally took me to the fucking ringer, I didn't drink, I didn't smoke. Like I was a sober soldier. Like I used to, like me and Scott, we used to actually go to the parties. Like, nah, I don't need to be drunk. I ain't trying to drink. I'm cool.
We here.
That I ain't got to do with me.
Right. No, I'm saying right before that was me.
You know, and after I got with old girl, and then that shit fell off. By the time I went into that relationship not drinking or smoking, I came out of the relationship smoking blacks and drinking like a motherfucker. And then, like I said, just weed came from that very last semester. But we sat in there, we chiefed or whatever. And obviously, with this being my first smoking session, I was faded. Yeah. But by the time I got used to, I got used to just smoking regular weed and then finally smoke Ohio weed again, I'm like, I was high for that shit.
High?
This some bullshit. Yeah. Anyway, man. But again, rest in peace to man. Rest in peace to Aaron and Jabez. Crazy, man. And all of them died way too young. It sucks. But anyway, kind of getting off of the morbid shit. Let me tell you what pissed me off about Christmas.
What grinded your gears?
What grinded my gears? You know what really lagged my porn?
All right. Okay.
So I thought I made it through all the flu season without getting any kind of sick.
You sick now?
I'm gonna get to it. I thought I made it through all of flu season without getting sick. When I tell you my entire fucking department was sick at work, and the whole time I'm just out here with motherfucking Purell and holy water trying to just combat all this shit.
You're doing the Matrix.
I'm out here all like, nope. You know, me and the Music Neck niggas fighting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like we really trying to get them up. So I'm thinking I'm about to finesse my way out of it. Come Christmas time, my aunt is sick.
Oh no.
My younger cousin is just now getting over being sick. There's someone else in there was also sick. But my younger cousin, he's young. He's like 3 or 4. And he's just doing that open mouth cough.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, he's getting everything right now. So obviously it couldn't be avoided. Man, here we are. What's today? The 29th?
Yeah.
Bro, and I got the barbecue breath, man. Like every part of breathing is just hot.
Like, you feel it coming?
Lungs hurt. I'm like, it's here. It's fucking here. I keep fucking coughing. And I'm like, nigga, now not only did I get sick at the end of flu season, I'm the only nigga that's gonna be sick.
And that's
now.
usually how it works. Like when everybody's sick, you ain't sick, and then you sick by yourself, everybody else
right.
cool.
Everybody had buddies to sit in the room with and shit. Now and
then they want to do shit.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Now everybody want to go out. And I'm going into the new year probably sick. Because when I get sick, this is the most unfair shit in the world. When I get sick, I'm sick.
Yeah, that's similar to me, except I just kind of dealt with a similar situation where everybody around me was sick. But I that happens a lot to me, but I don't never get sick really. But when I do, at least not. Well, what's this year? Ooh, no, next year. I swear, it seems like every 5 years I get like really fucked up around that time, and I think it will be next year because the last time I was really that was 2015 when I was really fucked up. No, that's 2015 when I was really fucked up. So yeah,
I try to avoid it like the plagues. My immune system, I have just a general immune deficiency. So when I get sick, and the same thing happens to my mother too.
When you get sick, you get your ass
right,
beat.
Exactly. Like when you are colds. Well, correct. Let me go all the way back. Our allergies are like a cold.
Right. Now I've seen your allergies. I was be like, God damn.
You know what I'm saying? You've seen me dying.
Yeah.
Our colds are like flu. And our flu is pretty much cancer. Like this shit is it's crazy. Like it literally puts us on our ass. Like I said, me and my mom the same way. My mother's the strongest woman I know. When she's sick, don't fuck with her. she ain't having none of that shit. And apparently that's what I got past now. Yeah. That's what got me. So now I'm here.
I got passed down I guess bad throat issues. Okay. Well, formerly.
Pause. But okay.
But no, what I mean by that is
so you got bad throat.
My dad, I guess he had like throat issues, which passed down to me. Like I had my tonsils, I had noise, uvula, little hangy shit, all that's gone. My son's dealing with the same.
You went your whole life without going.
No. I had all this. I used to have, growing up, I used to have bad throat issues. Like I would sometimes have to skip school because my throat would just be on fire. And then I think about junior year, it was bothering me. And I went in the mirror and like I was brushing my teeth or something. I looked in the mirror. I was like, yo, why is there white specks covered back there? And went to the doctor. They removed everything. And ever since then, like I don't get issue. Like my allergies, that doesn't bother me. My throat doesn't bother by burn or nothing like that now. So,
damn. Yeah. I wish there was some kind of surgery to get rid of this fucked up immune system I have. Nope, I'm just meant to suffer.
It's coming.
Which is why now every time when I inhale, it's like a slight wheeze. Like I kind of sound like the nigga from Toy Story.
You sound like Wheeze in there from Hey Arnold.
Exactly. No, fuck it. Hi guys. I'm not too far off. I'm really not too fucking far off. But see, you hear that? I said, I'm trying to. Oh, I'm over here playing. Nigga. I almost started coughing like a motherfucker on this mic.
Gasping like he need oxygen.
Right? Like we gonna hit pause. we gonna hit pause on this. So 2019, man, it's been an interesting year.
Say the least, yeah.
It's been a very interesting year. Honestly, when it comes down to beat, I try to keep my mind on that the most because this probably was our best year for beat thus far.
Yeah, I can agree
in
with
our
that.
3 years of operation. And we were actually just talking about it before we even got on the show. We have more shit planned for next year before even going into next year. So now 2020 is going to be our best year, and we haven't even gotten to the goddamn year yet.
Yeah, I think, and I've said this, year 2? I think 2020 is probably going to be our breakout year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think at least how my head's been working. This could be me putting dates in my head, or not necessarily dates, but time frames in my head that could be completely fabricated. But I always said that we would start to really, really get a push 2020. Like I don't want to say we're known, but we're. I don't even want to say we're on because that's so cliche. But we're doing our shit
right
in a major way 2020,
right.
And 2021 like it's like. We're full steam ahead type.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I can see it happening.
And I say it all the time. I've never been the type that be extra braggadocious and talk mad shit online about being a black owned company, anything like that. But people don't take into account that we're doing all this shit. We got these celebrity interviews. It's gonna be even more next year because of the shit we got lined up and already, official, but we'll get to that. Like we're doing all this shit independently.
Yeah.
We're doing our shit independently out of our own pocket. We don't have a major backing. I mean, we got Audible now, but we don't have a major backing. We don't have somebody with an established platform funding us or even pushing us with their established platform. We're doing this off the strength of our own commitment. You know what I'm saying?
Commitment, the people that fucks with us, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's going to be major things going forward.
It's going to be a solid 2020, man, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to it. Also, to address the kind of elephant in the room. So the reason there was no episode,
fucking elephant in here.
I mean, it's what's that? A buffalo in your Arizona?
Is it a buffalo? It's a
buffalo skull.
That's a what? No, what is that?
So to address the buffalo skull in the room.
Shit, why don't I know what animal it is?
Somebody's gonna comment like it's a fucking buffalo. You uncultured motherfucker.
No, it's not a buffalo. It's too small to be or narrow to be a buffalo. I don't know.
Could very much so be a buffalo.
I'm telling you, that's not a buffalo.
And it got like Indian flowers shit.
That's not a
Y'all
buffalo.
let us know what is the animal skull on the Arizona watermelon can.
Yeah.
Let us know. But anyway, so we didn't get the opportunity to put out a new episode of Turn My Mic Up. And the explanation is simple. It's the fucking holidays. I don't know, if there was like a different expectation or what, but it's the holidays. No one's here. I mean, we deserve a break from time. At least on the holidays, we make sure we're keeping the noise consistent. We've been on our shit. It's going to be even more consistent next year. We're getting back to the visuals next year, merch next year. It's a lot of shit going on. So just Christmas is a good time to take some time off. Your ass took some time off.
Yeah, you did.
Unless you work in the casinos like
unless
myself.
you worked in the casino, then I'm sorry.
Bro, let me tell you, working on Christmas was like fuck everybody.
You know what's bad? I felt bad for my mom's. She works in the casino, but she's off. Christmas is on a Wednesday. Her off days was Tuesday and Wednesday. They made her ass come to work on Christmas. I was like, damn.
That's garbage.
That's trash.
That's absolutely garbage. But, yeah. I'm just going to leave that alone. But either way, like I said, we'll definitely be back top of the year. So definitely keep looking out for that. We're going to be doing some really dope shit with that. And keep looking out for our new visuals that we got coming. It's going to be a good year, though.
Yeah.
Don Imus died. So anyway, I was watching Drake's interview with the Rap Radar podcast. There's a terrible transition, but I mean we had to get to it off of Don Imus. I was watching Drake's interview on the Rap Radar podcast, and I still have my feelings about Drake singing and just kind of his whole MO in general. But I truly applaud his honesty in that podcast. I think that
well, what specifically are you referring to?
So he was honest about the deal with his beef with Pusha T, and really his beef with everybody. He even talked about his beef with Chris Brown. You know, he didn't say Rihanna, but he pretty much admitted it was over a female, and that it just kind of expanded into other shit. He was saying that they squashed it because obviously that woman is no longer in either of their lives. You could tell he was trying to still, you know, keep in good graces with her with some of the shit he was saying, but I was just like, you know, we know it's because of Rihanna. So you know who fucking chose the beat for Back to Back?
Who?
Serena Williams.
Really?
Yes. So apparently with Back to Back, she was like, you know, if you're gonna do this, you gotta make sure you end them. And apparently she picked the beat, and you gotta make sure you go in. You gotta do this, that, and the third. I'm like, see, that's that Compton and Serena talking. She was prepared to really go in there and like really make some shit shake. Outside of that, because we had the conversation about it before about Drake possibly being a culture vulture, with how he's stealing off of British grime artists and reggae artists, stuff like that. And even though I still kind of feel he be on some vulture shit. You're
saying possibly, but go ahead.
I mean, well, I can say even though I still kind of feel he does have some vultureisms to him. He didn't make a solid point where he was taking the music, but he at least was giving them niggas the platform.
I will say
on
that
the songs.
He has done that. I will give him that.
You know what I'm saying? He definitely was expanded, but it's like, but we don't want to hear that shit. Like, we don't really want to. Like, my family's from London, and you know, my cousin, who was actually just out here, he's really big into grime music. You know, and I don't see the allure of it, but
oh yeah, I listen to some. I'm like, all right.
But then again,
off. how with music in particular, I mean, shit, you're gonna listen and speak to your environment. You know what I mean? Like maybe we wouldn't identify with nothing that they're talking about, so of course it's gonna sound terrible to us. And then we don't. I mean, our ear is not their ear as far as how everybody in society, their society, talks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like maybe that's the case, but no, carry on.
I don't know, because we've seen a lot of shit cross over. Like we've seen a lot of shit cross over. Like now we're in the era where Afro beats is really starting to hit the country by storm. I don't think grime is it though, and Drake is really trying to make it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I do give him respect because he does put a lot of artists, no matter how good they are, he does put them on. But the thing that bugs me with him is he'll do that for a song. Oh yeah, for a song, you know what I mean. But then he'll do 3 more songs and bite their whole style, and they're nowhere to be even mentioned or around. Right. That's to me like culture. You're putting them on. You know they're not your caliber of artist, but you're putting them on just so you can say, "Well, no, I had him on. He's your black friend." Right. Exactly. You know what I mean? This is. Oh, I got a black friend. This is exactly. Look, this is him. Yeah, this is exactly what that is to me. So.
But that's one thing that, you know, even though it irritates me about Drake, I also respect about Drake. He's probably he's the slickest out of all of them. Yeah. That he can really, some of the shit he pulls off, he can do it and then kind of hit you with yeah, but I did this. And you be like, I mean, yeah, you did, but you know what I'm saying? Like you right. Ultimately end up sounding like a hater.
You're right. You're right. He does a very good job at that.
And he said what I had been saying about the battle culture today. When he was talking about when he ended his beef with Pusha T, he even said
was that beef ended?
Well,
or you mean with me?
No, with Pusha T. Well, he said that to him it's over, but at the same time he also acknowledged that that they're still beefing, and the shade that he was throwing this nigga on this interview, bruh.
That's what I'm saying.
That shit ain't over.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I can see Pusha T coming out and say something real soon. But again, it's also crazy how podcast is a part of hip hop culture, and I fucking love it. Cause you know, Pusha T when he went on Joe Budden's podcast, he was talking about it. Now you got Drake acknowledging it on the Rap Radar podcast.
I think the good, I don't want to say good podcasters, but the legends of podcasting, they kind of are picking up on it early. But I think what it is usually when you got 2 artists beefing, when do you hear them? Right. On record.
Having a conversation, right.
So now you're in a position where they can have a conversation and they can really say some shit that
they can expand.
Maybe they don't need a beat behind it.
Right.
You know
they can
what I mean?
expand on what they said in the records.
Exactly. So I think like again, it's definitely dope. But I think the good ones like the Elliots, the Joe Buddens, they just realize, oh shit, we got a market here.
So, right. Exactly. But he was saying like I said, he was throwing mad shade at Push. He was talking about he was talking about how the gap between him and Push allowed Push to go to levels that he felt, did need to go to. He also touched on the record that never came out, saying it was a real record. He even said what beat it was supposed to be on. To be honest with you, he was very transparent in a lot of the conversation he was having on the show.
I don't believe none of that shit.
I don't believe it because I want to hear it, but as far as everything he was talking about,
just the record. Man, none of. No, I want to. You tell me that the Gap. No, that's not why. That has nothing.
Oh no, but
Gap has nothing to fucking do with it.
But that's what I was talking about. I was like, he basically said what we've been saying, that he felt as if he was too big to go back and forth with Pusha T.
I want to hear that shit.
Me neither. Trust me. But now I know that he actually feels that way. Now,
yeah, it's good to know like exactly where they saying. You can speculate,
because when we say it,
yeah,
Drake stands are like, "Nah, you a hater." I'm like, "No, that's how he really feels. That's how y'all feel. Mm-hmm. That's why y'all feel like Drake won by not responding." Like, no, Drake even came out and said, and then when it comes down to the rules of a battle, I lost.
Whether we talking about now, whether we talking about in recent years or anything like that, has Meek ever been bigger than Push?
According to Drake, he is.
Figures.
According to Drake, for what Drake said, he was like, Meek is a much bigger artist than the guy I'm beefing with now. That's exactly how he says it too. He just doesn't want.
The artist you're beefing with now was big when you weren't thinking about rapping,
right? But that's the thing. It's one of those interviews where if you're a Drake stan, you're gonna hang on his every word. And you're gonna, oh man, Drake, oh yeah. But if you are actually immersed into the culture and really, listen to it, you can still be a Drake stan and still be immersed into the culture. But if you're like really immersed into the culture and you listen to some of the shit, little tidbits of what he's talking about, he talks about how Pusha T is a lesser artist than him and a lesser artist than Meek. But then he also talks about his signed microphone from the clips that he still has.
What I want to know, what makes him a lesser artist? Like, what are you talking about? Caliber? Are you talking about sales? Are you talking
popularity
about
and sales?
Like what? You know what I mean? If that's the case, then I would say shit. Drake isn't a much bigger artist as M, right?
As far as sales?
As far as sales or popularity, if that's what he's using, if that's the metrics that he's using.
I don't know. Maybe now I don't want to say that he's more than Eminem, but he's definitely breathing on his neck.
Okay.
I'd say that for sure.
Okay. But M is still gonna go out there and not with Nick Cannon, but M is still gonna go out there and do his thing. I'm just trying to understand his matrix on why he's saying what makes him think this. You know what I mean? Like what makes you think that this what are you gauging to say he's a much bigger artist? Like I just want to know what he's gauging.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure he's going off of sales and popularity alone. Which to me has never been enough in a battle. I feel like you can't just say, "Oh, I'm not going to go for it," and then that's going to give me the W. Like I feel like that's a bitch move.
So what happens if you got I don't know how much he saw. I think he fought. Actually, I'm not going to use him as an example. What happens when you got an artist that isn't a 360 deal, right? But they sell crazy. Since they're in a 360 deal, they're not getting really no money from it. So is that a much bigger artist than, you know what I mean? Like I'm really trying to gauge what he's using as a much bigger artist. I don't understand.
I feel like if an artist being in a 360 deal and they're selling crazy but they're not seeing anything about it, I think that's more of a circumstantial thing. So where they're still big enough to sell crazy, they just ain't seeing anything from it, but they still platinum, double platinum. Like I look at it like TLC. TLC are regarded as legends. They didn't see half of that money. They didn't see any bread until fan mail. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'm just trying to understand it, but no, carry on.
No, trust me. There's never going to be any understanding of it because I watched the whole interview and I still don't understand it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it.
I'm just happy he admitted it.
Yeah,
because he tried to skip past. Like think about when you leading up to it. A lot of his fans was doing his explanations for him.
And then if you're a much bigger artist, then why are you taking pop shots on? Carry on.
Oh, because he's petty. He's big petty. You can't just let that shit slide. You can't let that shit rock.
Well, I understand. Believe me, I understand being petty. That's not being petty to me. Being petty is actually me saying something. Me having an issue with you and saying something on the interview is not being fucking petty to me.
It is in today's society. In today's climate.
If that's the case, then I'm destined for prison.
More than likely. In today's climate, that's what it is. Because he was taking shots. Like every time he would mention Push, he was taking shots. He even touched on the shit that was going on with him and Kanye. And the nigga still, but again, it's so weird because he sets himself up, and then tries to play this.
To me, it seems like he's trying to play the victim now.
No, but that's exactly what I was going to say. He starts to play like kind of the victim role because he said that a lot of his style when he was younger was Button. When he would, kind of lean, like stretch out the words and certain shit. He said he got that from Button. And we know what happened between him and Button. Mm-hmm. He talks about how he has the issue with Pusha T, but he still has his clip signed microphone. Then when he talked about Kanye, he was like, outside of the issue that me and Kanye have, he's still my favorite artist. So it's like, dog, you can't do that. Like, you can't play the tightrope like that. Mm-hmm.
He's one of those artists. I'm a firm believer in this, not only in music, but anything when you feel like you being disrespected or you just got to take it there. You'll know when you got to take it there. Somebody just need to beat him up.
Nah, that never happened.
Oh, I know it never happened, but
it never happened.
He just needs his ass to be.
He's so well protected.
It don't even have to be. It don't even have to be like on some street shit. He can be sparring in a boxing match. He just need to get some hands put on him, just so he can be like, "Hey, my nigga, like we get it. You're good at this, but you're still human."
He's shown you that nigga. He can't take a public L. Like he can't. Like nigga got booed off stage, and no one cares.
Did he address that?
No, I actually think the interview happened sometime before that, and they're like just now putting it out.
Gotcha. That's the only thing that I'm kind of on his side for, but he was at the wrong venue. But carry on.
He was definitely at the wrong venue, especially with there being an expectation of somebody completely different.
Yeah, a completely different vibe. You know what I mean? So yeah.
But he touched on the beef with him in the weekend. I just, like I said, with the interview, I appreciate the fact that he was as transparent as he was.
Absolutely.
He was petty.
Interviews like that, I appreciate that.
And that's the one thing that I love about the Rap Radar podcast is that they get these cats on the show, and because of the personal relationship that they have with these people, they're so fucking transparent.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? Like you look at the Rap Radar podcast with Nip, you look at the Rap Radar podcast with Jay. You know what I'm saying? Like cats got on there and they just really. They kept it about the music, but then they also touched on real shit.
Mm-hmm. I think that's two-part. And this is the difference between Elliot and Joe to me. Mm-hmm. I think they both have relationships, both of them. But I think Elliot probably gives off a certain energy where the person that he's interviewing be like, "No, I can chill.
I can comfortably talk to you."
What I mean? Yeah. Joe, you can tell he means all good, but he's gonna press certain issues, and you're like, "My nigga, I don't know if I need to answer you or snuff you."
No, I was gonna say the exact same thing. Joe conducts his interviews like, "Tell me I'm right." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because he just had I don't know what the nigga's name is, but he just had Summer Walker's manager.
I hated that fucking episode.
And
I even tweeted, I was like, "Joe, don't ever have Justice on the show again."
Why?
Because the shit that he was saying just didn't make sense. He you remember how Andy, our old Capital One boss, he used to say, when you talk, say it with conviction. Mm-hmm. He would say he talks with conviction, but the shit is completely like not like accurate or real.
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's like a motherfucker saying, "Hey, no, the sky outside is purple." No, I'm serious, dog. The sky outside is purple. And you're like, "My nigga, I was just out there. It's fucking
I can
blue."
see it from here.
It was just I just didn't like that episode.
No, and
I've seen a lot of people saying that about that episode too. And it was like, "Yo, don't have him back on."
In that aspect, I absolutely agree. But at the end of the day, it's her manager. What was he going to do? He had to make it seem like it wasn't what it was.
No. I get that. Ride for your people. That's the hill you're gonna die on. I get that. But when you have an opportunity to be transparent and truthful, then be that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Can't nobody fault you for being truthful and transparent as long as you're not shitting on them.
Right, exactly.
He wasn't asking stuff that he wasn't shitting on nobody, but he wasn't being transparent and truthful. But then you're talking to me like, "No, this is the fact. You can't piss on me and tell me it's raining."
Right.
That's really what he was doing.
Right. To the point that I was making with Joe. Once he wasn't giving Joe what he wanted, Joe got real Joe.
Yeah, he got.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's like the real
difference. A couple
difference.
lines. He was in that episode. I was like, "Yo, I don't think I can just let somebody sit there next to me talk like that. I might be,
yelling me the way.
Yeah, I'm like, "Hey, my nigga, cut that shit out."
Yeah, he's about to tell me shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
like, whether we boys or not. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we're in like a joking type area already, cool. But if we're having a spirited debate,
exactly,
and then you tell me shut the fuck up, like, you got something on your chest. Right. There's an energy there.
Exactly, but yeah.
But yeah, so I agree. B-Dot and Elliot, they really, especially, Elliot kind of helps. We're giving these niggas so much for promo right now, but Elliot kind of opens up that window to make you feel comfortable, make you feel like having a conversation. Then B-Dot hit you with the question, like,
yeah, they got a good 1-2 punch going.
So I want to know, you know what I'm saying?
They got a good 1-2 punch going on.
Because, bruh.
But I think that's a testament to B-Dot too, because he probably gives off that energy where you're like, okay, he's just trying to get it. So you have no problem answering his questions. You're not feeling slighted about it, opposed to Joe could be asking that same question and be like, hey, my nigga.
If you don't answer the way Joe wants you to answer it,
hey, Tony,
he gonna yell at you.
Exactly. Shit, that's why the Migos was about to jump his ass.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I see that.
One thing though that was revealed in the podcast, which is what you and I talked about, because we kept asking, like, I wonder what their relationship is like now. He admitted him and Nicki's relationship is damaged, and he said he don't think there'll be any fixing it. I was like, it immediately made me think about the conversation we had when him and Meek was beefing. I was like, yo, what does that mean for their relationship? I think they put out like 1 or 2 records after, but after that, there's been nothing. Since then.
That's a weird situation.
It's sad because she'd had like 3 other niggas since me.
That's why I say it's a weird situation, because I can't say I don't understand why she would feel the way she do. If you're supposed to be my man's, if she feels he's supposed to be her friend, you know what I mean, then he should stand by her relationship regardless, you know what I mean? Even if he feels some kind of way, I'm a nigga, like, I understand you feel this way, but you my man, so, you know what I mean, maybe rock a different way. So I get her perspective on that. But at the same time, I feel like at the end of the day, this man's another man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I understand this is your man, Nick. I get that, but he can't take pop shots and he can't throw rocks and hide his hands. He can't do that. You know what I mean? So I feel his side too, as far as him being able to fix it. I think eventually he will. You know what I mean? Who knows?
I don't know. Nicki's in a different space. Both of them are in a different space. I don't see, like, I could look at the issues between Jay and Kanye.
Did you see that picture? Did he picture?
I saw the picture, but I also saw, but before I saw that picture, I saw the picture of them dapping up.
Yeah.
So it didn't have the effect on me that it had effect on a lot of people.
Yeah. And shit, for all we know, the picture with him looking like that could have been first. And then maybe they talked and dapped each other up.
Right. And then eventually turned into, like, we don't know which side it went to, but we do know at some point that in that night they dapped up.
Right.
But you know, the solid ass segue, because that's actually what I was getting into. Next was Diddy's party. But just to kind of close off of what you were saying before, like, they're both are in a space now where you can tell they don't necessarily give a fuck about mending any fences with anybody. They just want to maintain whatever peace that they found.
True, I understand that, and you can still do that. I just feel like somebody that you built something with, and you had a strong rapport, to let a situation like this, like y'all having a disagreement over a nigga that neither one of y'all really fuck with. I mean, maybe Drake on a music level, but y'all ain't fucking with him like that. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, Nick, just like me, just like the fucking world, we know y'all wasn't getting married.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know you wasn't.
We knew that wasn't gonna make it another year. Exactly. Y'all gave us a song and everything. Like, no, this will be over soon.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
That's gotta suck because you gave them a hit, so you know they're gonna play it.
No. She didn't give him a hit. Chris Brown gave him a hit, because that song ain't shit without Chris Brown.
This is also true. But still, it's a hit, so you know.
Yeah, it's still a hit.
At some point, you gonna hear it on the radio.
Absolutely,
you gotta change it.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? So I think they'll get better. They'll get better. I hope. And this is, you know me. I always try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I hope they're bigger than that. You know what I mean? I do.
I don't think they are. Call a spade a spade. I do not think that they are. When Nicki retired, she said, "I hope y'all are happy." I'm like, nigga, you tweeted that. It's nothing but your friends on your nothing but your fans on your Twitter. Like, they're not happy. They're not happy at all. Kind of getting into that, what you mentioned with the party. I feel like Diddy's 50th birthday party was the cleanest shit. The cleanest boss shit I've seen.
His is a goal of mine.
I'm like, dog. You know, the nigga was in a tent that he built.
Yeah, going to a Diddy birthday party is a goal of mine.
I
want to go to a Diddy party, and I want to go to a Jamie Foxx party.
Oh yeah,
those are the two.
I've heard some shit about Jamie Foxx parties.
Those are the two that's on my list.
But yeah, man, just seeing that, man, and again having the experience at the Revolt Summit, and then seeing how he does his party, stuff like that. Do I think he's still kind of shady as a, label owner? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But he really, really is about black excellence. And he keeps that, he surrounds himself with that shit. And you can't deny the respect and the love that he has in the industry. And the motherfuckers showed out for that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
You know your birthday party lit when they put out a mini movie about your shit. This is 50th.
Yeah. Like I would love to go to, well, that's the thing. I would just want to get into a party because I'm pretty sure once you get into one and you acting cool, everybody's cool. I'm pretty sure you can go to them from that point on. So I probably catch a special one, like a 55 or 60, but I can only imagine the 50th had to be nuts.
Oh, it had to be. It had to be. It's the 50th. It's the half century.
Yeah, I'm sure. Man, look.
And then you Diddy, much shit that you done been through. Oh, you gonna celebrate 50?
Not only as much as you've been through, but as much money you got too.
Oh yeah,
man, look.
Absolutely. Let me ask you a question. Let's say you and Diddy had some kind of issue, and y'all didn't speak. Y'all didn't speak for like 10 years. And you get that invite for his 50th. You going?
Yep.
You speaking to Diddy?
Yep.
You gonna squash it right then and there?
Depends on what it was. But I have to say, yeah, for the simple fact that he sent me the invite. Because I'm pretty sure if it was something like major, he ain't sending me the invite. You know what I mean?
No, I think it will still happen. And the only reason I say that is because
you mean to tell me if me and Diddy got into a fight and I beat this man up, he'll send me a birthday invite? I'm pretty sure he wouldn't.
I mean, him and Drake are cool again, and he knocked Drake out.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure did he knock Drake out? So yeah, he can send the invite. Drake can't send the invite.
Yo, but don't that immediately make you look like a bitch? Like, sit down, little nigga. Don't forget to come to my 50th, all right? Bring a gift.
No, but no, the answer is I think it depends on what it was. But no, I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm going. I don't care if I got to go to work the next day. Call it in. Sorry,
bro. I like looking at the little mini movie that they have for Diddy's 50th. Immediately made me think about when Diddy was on the Drink Champs podcast, seeing a nigga smoke for the first time. Like, it wasn't his first time smoking, but the way he acted, you thought that was his first time fucking smoking. He damn near got carried off of the motherfucking set by the time he got done. And he said that questionable shit to Jadakiss and Fab. I want you to party with me. Like, I've been to party with you. Nah, you ain't ever partied with me. I'm like, what are you talking about, Diddy?
Right. Diddy, what you on?
You know they're recording this, right?
You popped the molly, Diddy.
Exactly. Like, what y'all putting Diddy's blunt? Don't pass that shit to him no more, man.
Right.
But I mean, even though you're probably never gonna hear this, happy 50th, Diddy. Appreciate you having us at the Revolt Summit. We will see you next year.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to get an interview with that nigga this time. I'm gonna get his ass. I'm like, Diddy, come here. I feel like that probably wouldn't work for him.
No. He probably look at you. What? He probably look at you like he looked at that $1 bill.
Right. I'd be the $1 bill that day. Like, who the fuck he? Something else I kind of wanted to get into. These two kind of like tie together. Did you see Juicy J put out that tweet apologizing if he calls anybody to do drugs?
Yes, I did.
So kind of piggybacking off of that, again, I wish that if the turnaround is coming, I hope people stick to it. Because I look at somebody like Lil Wayne, who also had that, I'm never doing this, that, and the third ever again. But then he just got hemmed up on his plane.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He had a full raid on his plane. They let him go, but they said they found some shit on there. At what point do you look at the seizures? Do you look at these other artists dying? Do you look at a lot of motherfuckers who ultimately are spawns of you? At what point do you think, okay, I need to get my shit together. I need to make sure that I'm good so the rest of these niggas is good.
Well, as far as him doing it to make sure he's good, absolutely. Absolutely. As far as doing it to make sure everybody else is cool, I don't kind of believe in that. Just like when they say, I apologize if I made anybody do drugs. I don't believe that either. Not that they're apologizing. I don't believe that that's the reason. I think that that's a cop-out for these people that are saying it. That's a fucking cop-out. Drugs have been around in music since music. You know what I mean? If a rapper sitting there saying that how high they get or what lean they're drinking, and that makes you want to go out and do X, Y, and Z, you're a fool. You're a fool. I mean, these same rappers go out and they talk about gang culture. I mean, granted, we did see a bunch of people so-called joining gangs, but for instance, I listen to Conway the Machine. A lot of it is drugs or I'll shoot your raps. I'm not trying to fucking shoot nobody.
But you also have your own mind.
Wasn't trying to shoot nobody back then either.
We were different kids, Kev.
I understand it. I'm just saying I think it's a cop-out. I truly think it's a cop-out.
Oh, I've always thought it was a cop-out to blame the music. Like, everything in me has always felt that way.
Now, I do respect the artists for that do jump out and they do say something like that because they feel some kind of way. That's why they're saying it. You know what I mean? Juicy J felt something. That's why he said what he said. So I do respect and love and acknowledge that. But nah, come on, man. Nah.
And I agree. I do feel as if it's a cop out. But I would also be crazy to think that there aren't any, impressionable youth out here that aren't picking up something from what they, from what some of these cats are saying. I'm not saying it's all of them, and I'm not saying it's a solid chunk, but it's something that will come out and admit that they sibling because of.
I'm pretty sure there are, but even then, I think it's a cop out. We just talked about a couple of episodes ago, John Wick 3. How many fucking assassins you know?
No, none.
Since the movie came out, how many fucking assassins you know? So come on, if you can sit here and say that music can make you want to go do drugs, but them putting something like that on the screen, which we've been seeing, doesn't make you go out and do X. Come on, man. I think it's a cop out.
No, and I agree. Like I said, I think it's a cop out, but I know that there are motherfuckers who are influenced by it.
I do know people that are influenced by it. Absolutely. I mean, shit, we was in the hallways in middle school. We seen a little Naruto runs with the hands behind the back. So yeah, people are influenced by it.
I think it kind of just it comes down to your own discipline, your own personal discipline, and using what you just said as an example. There are a bunch of motherfuckers who do the Naruto run down the hallway. It's not a bunch of motherfuckers out here toting pistols strictly because of music. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of motherfuckers out here doing the little fake Super Saiyan shit. Mm-hmm. Not a bunch of motherfuckers out here snorting coke off of chicks' ass cheeks. You know what I mean? Like it really gets down to the discipline of that person.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? And especially when it comes down to shooting some shit up. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. Motherfuckers ain't built like that.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of motherfuckers, they want to see what the turn up is. Like we can't say JayZ made Do Say Cool. You know what I mean? Fucking before then, Pac made Hennessy cool.
Absolutely. I get that. But also, Jay made putting on a fucking suit and looking good cool.
Absolutely. That was the effects of the music. There's some positive. There's absolutely a lot of positive effects.
Yeah, but those don't get spoke about. Is where I'm leaning to. Those don't get spoke about. You know what I mean? Right. So come on. I'm not saying somebody obviously got to jump out and apologize for it, but those don't get talked about at all.
No, absolutely.
JayZ put out a whole album about kind of bossing up.
It made a lot of niggas grow up.
It did. Then, you don't hear that shit now. Now they talking about eating ass.
Which is...
I mean, I'm just saying
eating ass is now very popular.
Exactly. It's a thing. You know what I mean? I'm just saying like, don't use whatever... I feel like I don't want to say drug culture propelled black rap or anything like that. It definitely had a key hand in it. But don't sit there and just... throw that under the bus, but then we're not talking about everything else. You know what I mean? We're not talking about the good. And that's just in hip hop. We heard country songs where they talk about going to beat their wife up.
And they be beating the shit out of their wife.
Like, come on. I mean, if all this shit is just a cop out to me.
I mean, I agree. Like, it's easier to blame something. It's just like Eminem said, they blame it on Maryland and the heroin. But where were the parents at? Like, it's blaming the music is going to always be a cop-out. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What I was speaking on when it came down to, these artists that they're trying to make it seem like they're trying to do better and stuff like that, they're speaking specifically to the ones that are influenced by what they do.
Okay, I can understand that.
So I'm not saying that, it's solely to blame because Juicy J has a song about double cups and shit like that. I'm nowhere near saying that because I would end up sounding like the motherfuckers that I look at and think we're retarded for saying certain shit like that. Mm-hmm. I'm saying there's definitely some people who look at the shit that they're doing and purposely want to emulate it.
I understand that.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as blaming the music as the soul, nah. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of that shit starts in the house. There's a reason they turn to an artist to emulate what they're doing. It's because they're not getting some kind of leadership, they're not getting some kind of attention at home. That they turn to somebody that I can relate to this dude.
Right.
And because I can relate to this dude, what makes him feel better? Sipping lean, popping pills. Shit, I'm about to sip lean and pop pills too.
To your point, I'm pretty sure we both know, we don't even know we know people, but I'm pretty sure we both know girls that grew up in a church, listen to church music and church. But I'm pretty sure you as well as I know, some of them church girls ain't always as angels as they say. Oh, yeah. Are we blaming gospel music for that then?
Yes. Spread your wings and fly. They just out here flying. That's all. Flap. That's all that is.
I'm just saying to say, like, come on now. Don't just blame this.
No, I agree. I don't. Like I said, I don't agree with blaming the music as a sole issue. And I don't believe in blaming the music as an issue in general. I would say it's the influence of the artist. And I don't even say that's the influence as the artist alone. It's you look at something that you can relate to. You look at something that inspires you. You look at something that takes away that lonely feeling. You know what I'm saying?
But couldn't we say outside of the songs that they're turning up and they're drinking, if we got a song where somebody is being transparent and they're talking about drug use, is that really like something to apologize for being transparent?
No, I don't. Okay. No, I like that's why I said I agree. I don't think that.
Well, no, I get that. I was just asking, like, is that something that somebody should be apologizing for? Or I don't listen to none of her music, but I think from what I've read that what's that white chick's name?
Which one?
With the green on her hair. Billie
Eilish.
Her, yes. I think, doesn't she rap? I don't think she uses drugs. No clue. But from what I read, I think they said it's more like emo type depression stuff. So I'm saying it says like she's being transparent. So by her being transparent, if one of these people that listen to her jumps off and do some crazy things, are we gonna blame her for that?
Nah, you can't blame the artist for that. You can't blame the artist for how somebody interprets their music. You can't blame the artist for how somebody interprets their lifestyle. You can't blame the artist for motherfuckers wanting to experiment afterwards. It just sucks that there are some people who take it that way, who see it that way, and they purposely want to do this because they don't have any other outlet. And also, to your point, you also have motherfuckers that want to grow up, that want to do better, that want to be better. And when they saw the example that 444 was putting up, it was like, yo, this is it. This is my time to grow up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You saw we talked about on the show. I felt like American Gangster was JayZ's ode to the drug game, and also him saying goodbye to the drug game, then popping back up with what was it, Magna Carta?
I thought it was it Blueprint 3 before Magna Carta?
No, I think Blueprint 3 was before.
I know it was before. That. Yeah, I know.
It was Blueprint.
Was it before?
It was Blueprint 3, Black Album, Kingdom Come, American Gangster.
I don't know, but to your point though, you're absolutely right, because I believe that his album cover for that one, like he's now like you see JayZ in a suit and going off. Before that, it was jeans and jerseys,
rockaware, baggy pants, hats.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So to your point, you're absolutely right.
It's just it's motherfuckers out there who are so impressionable that look for an outlet, and when they find it, they think they're being told to do something. They think this is going to make me feel better because this does this for this person. I don't think that's the artist's responsibility to apologize for an impressionable youth. That's where the parenting comes in. That's where the leadership, the guidance comes in. There are so many different avenues that this kid skipped before he got to my song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where were the parents at? Where were the teachers at? Where were the principals at? Where were the counselors at? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of fucking avenues we skipped before they got to me. It was like, I'm about to sibling.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I'm willing to die on that hill that people just copping out. And I see, and we've been honest. I mean, yes, I know it's some black youth, black people that deal with this, but if we being honest, it's white people.
No, it's a lot of shit. Some motherfuckers would literally pick the shit that they've seen, like Columbine kids. They said straight up, nigga, we was playing Doom. We finna air all this shit out because of Doom. You know what I'm saying? There's motherfuckers that, like, there's a whole, I watch all them list videos online. They say straight up, like, yeah, I did this off of this. But that's what American society want to put in your head. Okay, well, they're openly admitting that they're doing this because of this. But what about the black kids? What about what they're doing? They're doing all these drugs and joining these gangs because of this music. Like, nah, they're doing this shit because their household is fucked up.
Right, they trying to survive right now.
Right, it's a bunch of y'all kids coming from money out here shooting shit up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody looking, they were poor, disheveled, yada yada. Like, they had a lot of automatic weaponry to be poor and disheveled. Like,
right. Not only that though, I mean, I know poor kids, and they ain't trying to shoot up their school. That might be the only place they eating that day.
Right, like, I say I need this second lunch today. Right. You know what I mean? But no, absolutely, the ones that are truly like influenced, and I can't even say that because that was about to be an unfair thing to say. But when you really look at the true influence, it's from that side. It just makes more sense to blame rap because you can understand Papa Molly, I'm sweating over. To them, the kid was like, "Oh, so Satan said I should kill everybody and then eat my gun." Nope, I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that at all.
It's hard to dishevel. It's hard to break down. This is killing me when you having a barbecue lunch. By the way, it's easier to break down some shit that you hear somebody saying,
Right.
and you're paying attention to, rather than a motherfucker just talking gibberish and then find out you spinning backwards. He's saying kill everybody and then tell your mother you love her and then kill her too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they be hearing that shit.
Yeah.
So I just think all around the board, it's the impressionable outcast that look for that outlet, who get to these things.
The loud minority.
The very loud minority. And what the point I was initially making in the beginning was, I'll use Future as an example. Mm-hmm. Future was like, nigga, I ain't did lean in like 2 years. So why are you still rapping about it? At some point, like, you're no longer rapping about your reality. You're rapping about what sells you records.
You're right. You're absolutely right about that. The way I interpret that is he wrong for that? Because that's the way the system is designed.
As far as being impressionable, no, I don't think he's wrong.
No, not the impressionable. I mean, like, far as what he's doing to sell the records. The system is designed for him to do it that way. Because if he was to do it a way that we feel he should, he wouldn't sell records. And this man still has to eat, take care of all them kids, do whatever he's going to do. So I just look at it differently.
I don't think that's necessarily true, only because we've seen Jay do it.
You're right. We've seen Jay do it. But we also seen Jay up until this point, we've seen Jay do different stuff. We've seen drug dealer Jay. We've seen I shoot you Jay. Mm-hmm. We've seen, hey girl, I just want to love you type. We've seen all that. We ain't seen that from Future.
We haven't, but that doesn't mean we can't see it eventually. Because we've seen artist evolution from multiple artists. You can go to Kanye. We've seen Backpack Kanye. Right. We've seen Sad Kanye. We've seen who the fuck is this nigga Kanye? And now we're currently dealing with gospel Kanye.
You're absolutely right. But the difference being is Future is not awarded the luxury by his label to do that. You know what I mean?
We don't know that.
Yes, we do.
We don't know that.
Yes, we do. Because I honestly believe if there was another way, better or equal to how Future is presented right now, he would switch up. I honestly believe that.
I don't know. I guess I would have to see him attempt to switch it up. I've seen too many artists develop and go and really what's the word I'm looking for? Develop and we'll just say change for a lesser word. Evolve. There we go. We've seen a lot of artists develop and evolve into doing things that when you go back to their first shit, Drake, as we just spoke about. Drake was super backpack. He even said on the record, I would have all your fans if I stayed on my conscious shit. Mm-hmm. At one point, Jake would be what you would look at as a conscious rapper. Now this nigga is, for some reason, he's a Jamaican Canadian from London. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of the people that they actually go forth and they change because they evolve with their actual surroundings. We just had the conversation about Young Thug. In the beginning, I couldn't fucking stand Young Thug. But then you put him around other artists who evolve, which makes him step his game up and makes him become a better artist. You watch his evolution. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? J. Cole started off as basketball was literally his gimmick. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And now now he's Jesus. He's Black Jesus.
Right. No, I get what you're saying. I think that Future, and this is me giving him my, cause I don't fuck with him like that. Mm-hmm. I think, I honestly have to believe, give him the benefit of the doubt, if he felt like if he could change musically, that he would. And also, I think he probably got in his head, man, this shit ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, he absolutely has in his head that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But that's what I was getting to. As far as him being impressionable, that's not his responsibility to be a role model. It's not any artist's responsibility to be a role model. Absolutely not.
I thought Barkley was wrong. Go ahead.
They still think Barkley was wrong. But I'm talking about from an artist standpoint. To me, you're no longer spitting your truth. That's the issue that I have.
Okay, when you put it that way, I can understand.
That's the issue I have with cats, that when you're saying you're no longer doing this shit, but you're still spitting and you're still selling this lifestyle, like, nigga, you're not even living that lifestyle anymore.
I see. Okay.
But as far as being a role model, at the end of the day, it's not up to them to raise your kids. It's up to you to raise your kids.
Yeah.
But I feel like once you're getting to that, because of the impression, I guess you could say, no, because that's going to completely go against what I was just saying. When you look at, you know what I'm saying, how these people are being, you know, kind of growing with your artistry, I would be curious to see what happens when we see these artists grow up. You know what I'm saying? I'll be curious to see what that does on the people that are super impressionable. What happens because again, we watched all the drug dealers put on a suit when Jay put on a suit.
Right.
We're now watching a bunch of backpackers go to church because of Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like when you're living in whatever truth, even though I don't think that's Kanye's truth, but when you're living in whatever your truth is at that time, your fans will grow with you.
I can rock with that.
But out of everybody, no, I don't see any of these niggas being role models.
Yeah.
If you're
looking for them to be role models,
if you're looking for them to be role models, then that means you got some shit you need to talk about in the house because you're skipping a lot of fucking people. A lot of people you can actually get to. Yeah, I think that was a good conversation.
Well, no, that was absolutely good. Before we left, I wanted to talk about did you see the Kevin Hart doc?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I wanted to get into that. Thoughts on that?
All right, so we're probably going to disagree.
Oh.
Only reason I say that is because do my feelings towards Kevin Hart change? Nah. I still rock with Kevin Hart a long way. Do I understand where he gets some of the bullshit? I kind of get it a little more now that I've had more of a, I guess, for lack of a better word, intimate look into his life. Mm-hmm. I can see Kev, especially because you've seen many videos of him being drunk, and then even on the documentary, you see him drunk and he just coming at his bodyguard like that. Mm-hmm. I see that he has that in him, and that he has that cocky, boisterous, the thing that he would use in his stand-up material. Mm-hmm. That could be actually him. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I think I actually get, what I'm saying, what people have been trying to get you to see. Does that change my opinion on him? No, but it's just one of those things where, okay, well, I see why you may have your issues with him, because that could be the actual person that he is. But at the same time, it also grew my respect for him more because that nigga is restless. He is tireless. Like, he works. That man works his ass off.
Absolutely.
And I feel like at the end of the day, when you work the way that you do, like that, I'm not saying I could ever be that type of person, because if y'all know me, y'all know why I can never be that type of person. But I would understand that you would have such a cocky mindset towards what you do, because you everything that you've done, you're self-made. Yeah. You've gotten all that shit from the mud, like, and you really put your best foot forward, and you put your niggas on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one would give a fuck about the Plastic Cup Boys without Kevin Hart.
That's true. But some of them is actually really funny, but
yeah. Two of them really funny. But yeah, like, I appreciate that intimate view into the life of the businessman, Kevin Hart, really watching that man work. And it's very inspiring as well, because I thought I was doing a lot. I clearly ain't doing shit.
Yeah, I looked at that and was like, oh, I had this all wrong.
I was all the way wrong. Like, damn, nigga, I'm sleeping. I'm getting up at 8. What is this?
What is this? Yeah.
What were your thoughts on it?
Similar to that, I gained a lot of respect for him, similar to you, on just dealing with different shit, knowing how to navigate different shit and understand a lot more. I don't see why, I don't see why people would kind of not like him, in a sense. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about like his comedy or anything like that. I'm just talking about like as a person.
As a person.
Because I do a good job of seeing people's insecurities. Mm. I do a good job of seeing my own. Don't tell nobody, but I do a good job of seeing my own. And with him, I see everything that he was saying. Like, he was trying to, do this stand-up thing. Dad wasn't home, had this very bad relationship with his dad. Then his mom dies before he can even get on. I'm not saying that any of what he's been through or what he's currently going through is an excuse, but I can understand how that shaped his mind frame to where it's not an excuse.
I agree.
So when I look at it, I'm like, all right, I get it. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but I get it. I can't fault you for that, because that's naturally who you are. Mm. As far as the this trainer stuff, I gotta give respect to the trainer, because I don't know most niggas that would have just. I mean, granted, they was little getting in each other's face, but the niggas I know probably would have snuffed him.
I'm about to say, like, cause especially considering where he came from, but they got history.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I do understand that, but more or less, I saw that when the man fucked up, he let it be known that he fucked up, and he did his best to show you that, I fucked up. This is my apologies, and not only that, not to repeat the same thing again.
Let me ask you a question. Well, first of all, were you done?
No, because I know this is gonna lead. Go ahead.
When they touched on him stepping down from the Oscars, at first I was like, you know, I don't get why he stepped down from the Oscars and still went on an apology tour. But then after a while, I was like, I still don't agree with the apology tour. However, I get why he stepped down from the Oscars. What are your thoughts about him stepping down from the Oscars and then the explanation that came from it?
More the same. I'm one of those. I'm not going to apologize, and I'm going to die on this here. Certain hills usually have to die on. I'm not going to apologize for something I said, in his case, 10 years ago. In 10 years, he was a completely different person.
As we all were.
Than what he is now. You know what I mean? I can sit back and be like, yeah, I was wilding that day. My bad. But I'm not going to sit there and say that, oh, that's not how I truly feel. Because in that moment, maybe that was how I truly feel. Now, the things that, if he had did these tweets 4 or 5 years ago or even sooner, then you might be, hey, my nigga, like, you grew a little bit. You know what I mean? You seen where we're going right now. Yeah, in 2010, you can drop the F-bomb and really not. Maybe a couple people be like, hey, yo, don't say that. But for the most part.
2015, you could drop the F-bomb.
Exactly. Now, you can't, hell, I might get flack for saying F-bomb. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not talking, I don't want to say F-bomb. I mean, like, the other F word.
So not fuck, but the other one.
Yes, that one. So, you know, back then he can say it. So I have to figure out his mind frame then. If he was to do it now, then I'd be like, hey, my dude, you see where we're progressing.
Right,
like
exactly.
you
know where we at.
Yeah, you know where we at. Like come on, you know what I mean? So I'm one of those, and if it's something's mad old, I'm not down for the apologizing of it. Far as him stepping down on Oscars, I rock with that. Don't get me wrong. I know that hurt.
Oh, absolutely.
I know that was
He even brought it up on the doc. He was like, the fact that, you know, Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say.
He said Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor.
He was letting off some
Goldberg,
legends like
Chris Rock. He's like, it could have been Kevin Hart.
Yeah, you see that when he walked out, you seen that he was hurt by that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not saying I understand that, but I understand why he had to do what he had to do. You know, in that particular case, you're gonna crucify me over something I said a long time ago when, hell, he probably don't even remember the day he said it. But you're going to crucify me for that. But all this other stuff can be said and it's cool. You know what I mean? Or not even be said. All this other non-progressive stuff could be done now, today, and you letting that rock. So I understand why he had to. And I honestly believe within the next year or two, they're going to tell him to come back.
He'll be back. Now, I'm with you. I agree that I agree he should have stepped down, and I agree that he shouldn't have gone on an apology tour. But I agree with you from a completely different approach to it. When it comes down to the apology tour, again, I don't think he should have done it, but he actually mentions it in the show. He didn't have to apologize for the statement. He just had to acknowledge the fact that of the violence against the homosexual community.
That part I'm fine with.
So it's like,
that part
to me, like when he said that tweet saying,
and then on top of that tweet was a fucking joke in his stand-up. Y'all wasn't bitching about it then?
No, of course. Well, again, it's different times. You know what I'm saying?
It was like a year difference, I think.
Exactly, but that's a completely different situation. Again, it's the hatred of Kevin Hart that fuels those kind of things.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right.
But to me, like it'd have been a tweet saying that I stepped down, and then I'd have said straight up, you know, instead of, you know, to the people I've offended, I apologize. I don't think I would have gone that far. I would have been like, I do recognize that, you know, homosexuals do deal with these situations where they can be fucking killed literally for loving who they want to love. I recognize that now more because I'm more, you know, I'm not ignorant to it anymore.
Exactly.
And because of that,
exactly,
you know what I'm saying, I can apologize for. But as far as him stepping down, I agree with that because, and I wish he would have touched on it more. He was touching more so on the apology than he was his reasons for stepping down. To me, I would have stepped down because, okay, I sent out these tweets in 2011. The LGBTQ community is offended by it, and because of that, as a PR move, you want me to apologize or step down. But let's really look at it. This was 2018, correct?
Yeah, I think it was like last year.
It was 2018. So before I stepped down, you had Oscar So White, you had the misreading of a Best Picture nomination, which a lot of people feel like it was done purposely because it was a black movie. You had situations where certain people weren't invited to the Oscars because of the company that they keep, quote unquote.
I think they even had instances where niggas wasn't showing up at all.
Or niggas just weren't showing up. Like, y'all want to use me as this PR escape, but what have you done to fix your own PR? Not even. What have you done to fix your own fuck up?
Even with that included, to when they ask, like, when they go, everything I touch is gold right now.
Right.
Y'all just had all this shit. Yes, you're doing me a favor, but I'm doing you a favor.
Right. Yeah. You're solidifying my name, but I'm also Kevin Hart, whether or not I'm here.
Yeah.
So I'm making y'all look good too. So from that aspect, I would have stepped down. Like, y'all trying to make me apologize as a PR stuff. What have y'all done for your own PR? What have you done to reconcile your own name? Like, to me, that's nowhere near fair. And to me, I'm like, y'all can have that then.
Yeah.
You want me to do all this? Yeah. You want me to jump through these hoops to just to host a show? I'm okay. You should work on your own PR. You should work on your own outlook to the people, because you're looking real bad to I get it. You know, we may not be the most addressed community when it comes down to disrespect from a wide standpoint, but you're definitely still pissing off a certain community that you've literally done nothing to fix.
Exactly.
And that's really open to the recent time with this past Oscars in 2019. We won so much because you couldn't fucking deny us in 2018.
Yeah.
We had bangers in 2018. You couldn't deny us at all.
Yeah.
So that's why we cleaned up this time. But around that time, we had bangers in 2017.
But see, and this is why I think he kind of, and maybe he saw this too, he had a little bit more leverage with everything that you just said. We can, looking back on it, we can say that the year that black people had in 2018 was inevitable.
Absolutely.
No matter what, that was coming, right? Like you just said, we had bangers in 2017. Maybe they didn't get the recognition that they should have, but we had bangers in 2017. So if we go from bangers in 2017 to the biggest comedian arguably in the world right now to bangers in 2018, in 2020, the Oscars is set.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm with him on turning it down. I'm completely with him.
I agree with it. I think him stepping down.
The only thing I felt where I did like that as far as apologizing, no, don't do that. For as far as expanding on it more, I'm wholeheartedly with that. The only thing where I don't want to say that slight, I felt for. I just say I felt for. Well, I guess like his executive or something like that, when he had the meeting about the tweets and stuff like that, and she explained what was going on. She was like, you know what I mean, I'm in that community. My brother's in that community. I got people looking at me because they know I work for you. My brother's calling me. I felt for her because she was put in a bad position. Right. But, I mean, we all grow. And then on top of that, we know the household he came from.
Right.
He put in his stand-up how his dad used to talk to him. So maybe, just maybe, even if that wasn't a joke, maybe that's how he was brought up.
I would say that would make it very difficult to stand by not apologizing, is knowing that, okay, I have homosexuals in my in my organization and they're being affected by my words. I'm like, shit. I could see where that would cause confliction with yourself.
But then then I'm apologizing to the people that I mean, yes, you can get out there and say, I didn't mean hurt, whatever you want to, but in this particular case, this particular instance, I'm letting her know that, no, this is, you know what I mean, this is what it was. You know what I mean? We have a report, not me and the rest of these motherfuckers. And honestly, everybody that I seen that they pulled up, and I think they did that on purpose, but everybody that they pulled up, they said something about their tweets was white.
Oh, of course. And you know, but it is interesting though, because it was far more black people talking about it than it was white people.
I don't know, man. I enjoyed it though.
No, I definitely enjoyed it. Like I said, it helped me understand Kevin Hart a little more. It's kind of like I look at it like with the statement I made earlier about him possibly being an asshole when he's drunk. I look at it the same way I look at myself. I have said some shit throughout the years. And not just on this show. I have said, back with boy.
But see,
if you take some of my sound bites through life, I said some shit.
I'm pretty sure. The difference is you're a decent sized guy. Kevin Hart is a short motherfucker talking to you nuts. So you like, hey, my nigga, like you gonna have to ease up at my face.
But you know, I don't even think that contributes to it, because again, I've said some shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even talking about in the fact of talking about LGBTQ community or anything like that. I'm just saying in general. I've said some shit that motherfuckers would literally just say, that's just Los. And because of that, and I've said on the show before when I really first was talking about my depression, there are people, it depends on who you talk to. There are some people out here who love me, who have nothing but positive things to say about me. And then there's people to be like, nah, fuck that nigga.
Yeah, I think.
So I don't think anyone is beneath being that kind of a person. I'm just saying I get this other side that certain people have been seeing already. You know what I'm saying? Like, now that I kind of had a glimpse into that, so I was like, okay, that's probably why you don't like him. But because I'm a natural asshole, I'm like, you may went overboard, but at the same time, when you're on your shit, you're on your shit.
I think, yeah, we in agreement there. Because I look at it that same way too. I look at it like, okay, maybe, if
I wasn't the type of person I was, I probably wouldn't fuck with you.
Yeah, I get that. Being that I can see that, I'd be like, oh no, all right, it was Tuesday.
Right, exactly. It was a Tuesday for him. So again, I enjoyed it. If you haven't watched it yet, it's Kevin Hart, Don't Fuck This Up on Netflix. If you have Netflix or if you have Cody, man, I finally finished Godfather of Harlem.
Nigga, you just now?
Because first of all, you got Epics?
No, I got Fire Stick. I watched it all that way.
No, yes. But how long did it take for you to finally get that last episode to load?
It don't take me long at all.
Bro, I
loaded it the same night.
I couldn't get it loaded for like 3 or 4 days.
That's because you're using Cody. See, I've been meaning to. Next time I come over, I got to get on YouTube and get you the shit I got.
Apparent fucking leak.
Nigga, I'm not gonna put myself out there because somebody may be like, "Oh, lock him up." Nah, but yeah, I don't.
Nigga,
I don't have those issues.
We already talked about watching Uncut Gems. I didn't realize the shit didn't come out till Christmas. I was like, oh, my bad. but yeah, dog, it took me forever to finally watch that last fucking episode because the shit just refused to fucking load, and I finally did. I was so happy.
Yeah,
I can't wait for season 2.
Black cinema has put out some great TV shows this year. They put out some great TV shows. Let
me ask you, since you finished it, and this is going to be an unfair question only because it's only season 1, but which one you rocking with more, Power or Godfather Harlem?
Oh, Godfather Harlem.
My God.
For right now, it has to be. See, Power was great first through third, maybe half of the 4th season. From then on, because Power ain't been good since about 2.5 seasons. Since then, it's like, you're like, whoa, what the fuck? You're watching it because you're so invested in the time you put in. If this last season of Power was season 1, oh, that should be in the dumps.
What, Godfather Harlem?
No. If this most recent,
if they came out the gate with what they're doing now.
Yeah, what they're doing, it would have been terrible. But no, I think Black cinema has been doing great this year. Also too, I don't know if you've seen it, but Apple TV, Apple Play, whatever their streaming service is, they got some shit.
Oh, they're all about to run Netflix up out of here.
They got some shit, and I think what I like about theirs the most is, like, even though it's a show, the production value is of a movie. Like, their intros, you'd be like, yo, the intro may not be like as dope to see, but she was like, I haven't seen an intro this well polished, like, unless I'm in a movie theater. So I honestly think Apple got some shit.
That's how I feel about Godfather Harlem. I feel like if it was just shot a different way, only slightly different, this could have been a solid fucking movie.
It could have been. It's a solid fucking movie. Boy, that intro with Ross and Swiss come on, bruh. I
feel like that shit hit. I'm not gonna. And people gonna hate me because obviously I didn't watch Power, but I love the Power intro. I feel like that shit hit harder.
Oh, I think so too.
I feel like that shit hit way hard. That beat, looking up my window again. I was like, okay, Swiss.
Listen, I think that song hit harder, and I'm 50 biased.
Oh yeah, true, facts.
I think it hits harder. One thing I will say about songs, since we're here, I don't listen to a lot of the newer rappers or anything like that. But I think actually on the finale, the first song that they played, I think it was a 21 Savage song, but it was a young kid. The song was dope, and I'm saying that to say this is why songs are important in media.
Oh yeah,
because you hear a lot of stuff that you haven't heard and make you want to go back. Like, don't get me wrong, I didn't hear that song and be like, oh, I need to rush to 21 Savage, but I'm like, okay, so he got that in his bag,
right?
I think that's important.
Oh yeah, and that's one thing I agree with you too. I like the fact that with all the black cinema that's going on, the scoring of these black movies is just black music. Because I heard Queen and Slim, their score for that movie.
I heard that soundtrack was dope, but I haven't heard it.
And I've heard the soundtrack through Jay Alonzo, but from what I've heard about the movie itself, they said the scoring throughout that, like, because they used the music from the soundtrack, and it was like, bro, it's so beautifully put together.
And that's what I like dope too. If you're gonna come up with a soundtrack, use the music in there because it kind of, to me, it heightens the movie.
Oh yeah,
or the show, whatever you're watching, you heighten it. You know what I mean? If you got something that got crazy drums in it, and you're in a scene where the intensity may be up a little bit, that kind of stamps that scene in your brain.
But you know why that means so much to people like you and me? We come from the era where the soundtrack promoted the movie.
It's very true.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you really think about it, Shake Your Tail Feather sold Bad Boys too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right. I did not like that song, but you're absolutely right.
I don't think anyone did. But it sold Bad Boys too. When you think about Players Club, you think about Get Your Club On.
Yeah.
When you think about Friday, you think about oh yeah, Throw Your Neighborhood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like these songs were attached to these records and the soundtrack sold it. Fucking the Black Panther soundtrack.
Yeah.
Sold the shit out of Black Panther.
Yeah.
Then once those songs appeared in the movie, you was hyped.
Mm-hmm.
You was hyped as fuck.
This 2020 is going to be a great year.
2020 is going to be a solid ass year. Speak it, claim it. Kev, let the people know where they can find you.
Actually, I don't know why I didn't do this before. I had so many different names for my social medias.
You don't say.
I don't understand why, but you can follow me on everything. Hollywood Kev _.
Okay. I have Big Los IG on IG, Big Los 89 on Snapchat. Shout out to the new followers on there as well.
I don't be on Snapchat, so nigga.
I don't either. I honestly, I look at snaps. I'm a voyeur. But eventually I'm gonna start like, hey, I'm alive. look at me breathing. Not today because my breathing is terrible today. At the Noize Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and of course follow everything Beat Network at beatnetworkonline.com. As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we appreciate the support, and as always, Big Los.
Hollywood Kev.
It's the Noize. Happy New Year.